California kicks off open enrollment despite uncertainty over monthly health care premium costs.
You can expect thousands of delayed or canceled flights per day nationwide. Reductions were ordered by the FAA as the government shutdown drags on.
A jury has reached a verdict in the civil trial against MTS after a man was put in a chokehold and died on board one of their buses.
Bronze plaques stolen from libraries across the county. We've got new images detectives want you to see.
The next time you go to a doctor's appointment, your physician may make an audio recording and then use AI to summarize the appointment. We'll take a closer look at how it works.
Training on sand so that he can run on ice. The San Diego lawyer running a 50K in Antarctica.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
Open enrollment for Covered California is underway tonight. The state leaders are working to get the word out despite an uncertain future. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. As the government shutdown continues, there's uncertainty over how much monthly health care costs could spike for next year. CBS 8 State Matters political reporter Jenny He has the latest.
Democrats say Congress must extend the tax credits established under the Affordable Care Act during the pandemic, while Republicans counter those credits were always intended to expire at the end of the year. But fewer tax credits mean higher insurance premiums.
Handle as much as I can by myself, and then when it's an actual emergency, just deal with it, like deal with the costs as they come.
That's a new reality for 35-year-old Clyde Sharakova-Sudarma, as his healthcare premium is set to increase from $150 a month to nearly $300.
It sounds really bad, but practically speaking, what other options, right?
A husband and father of three, Sharakova-Sudarma says he needs an annual screening for a previous brain tumor that's now grown back. It's a preventative procedure, but he says it's not covered under Covered California, and he has to pay out of pocket now with a higher premium. He says he'll likely stop getting screened.
It would be more of a reactive seeking out of medical attention versus preventive.
That's the reality facing the near 2 million under Covered California.
But we are in this limbo because of the lack of action from Congress.
Jessica Altman, executive director of Covered California, says the enhanced premium tax credits by Congress temporarily expanded eligibility by getting rid of an income cap and temporarily provided more tax credits to those lower income. But all of that expiring, Altman says, will impact at least 400,000 enrollees, including
small business owners. We're talking about the gig economy workers. We're talking about farmers and agricultural workers, hairdressers, truckers, caregivers.
Altman says Covered California receives $2.5 billion in federal funding yearly. The state has allocated $190 million during its budgeting process in anticipation of the cuts.
We will be using those funds to mitigate increases for the lowest income Covered California enrollees.
Open enrollment ends January 31st, but if you want coverage for all of 2026, you must enroll by December 31st. Jenny He, CBS 8.
Thanks, Jenny. California has begun issuing full CalFresh benefits for November after a federal court ordered the Trump administration to release funds. These benefits will go to 5.5 million Californians, including 400,000 people here in San Diego. County officials say the process began last night, and November benefits will be loaded onto the EBT cards over the next several days. The Trump administration filed an appeal to block the court order requiring full SNAP payments, but that request was denied. The administration is now asking the Supreme Court to weigh in.
Thousands of flights are being delayed or completely canceled across the nation as the government shutdown drags on. Today, the FAA started to reduce flights at 40 major airports, including San Diego.
It's in response to growing concerns over air traffic controller staffing. CBS 8's Jenny Day joins us live from San Diego International Airport with a look at the flight board right now. Good evening, Jenny. I know a lot of people worried about their flights in and out of San Diego this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good evening to you both. So yes, airlines have been told to cut flights due to what is now the longest shutdown in U.S. history. So take a look at the big board now. You do see a whole lot of cancellations and delays. And you're looking at the red and the yellow there on your screen. We are told that it could impact up to 4,000 flights a day nationwide.
It's a lot. Hopefully they'll come to some agreement and get the government open before it gets too much worse.
Today I said I'd love to see the Senate and those people who are keeping this country closed down, that they lose their paychecks.
He is traveling to India for business. She is heading for a cruise in Germany. Both arrived at the airport early and packed a few extra items.
Yeah, it's a little unnerving.
Our biggest concern now is whether or not we'll be able to get back.
Another person we spoke to is heading for Denver to see family.
You know, I've already started thinking about other scenarios. Are there any flights going out, or do I need to rent a car and drive 16 hours home? It would be another option to get back to school and work.
The plan is to phase in these flight cuts, a 4% reduction today, 10% by next Friday, according to the Transportation Secretary.
I've done all I can to minimize disruption in the airspace. I'm trying to get people where they want to go and get them there safely. If people want to question us, I would throw it back at them, open up the government.
Duffy stressed that air travel is safe and that these delayed and canceled flights are to ensure our safety, slow things down, take pressure off of the system while there are fewer air traffic controllers and TSA agents on the job amid the government shutdown. He says they often work 6 10-hour days and right now without a paycheck.
Really thankful. So we better make a good effort to be really good passengers, really good, and thank them.
All major airlines have a notification on their homepage letting people know flights may be delayed or canceled. Even though it's not required, many are offering a refund if you choose not to travel right now to help ease these challenging times.
I'm coming back next Saturday, so hopefully it'll be worked out by then.
Yeah, I hope so too. So no doubt about it. Check your flight before you head here to the airport. If you are still booked on time, know that it is pretty calm and quiet around here right now. The TSA line very, very short, just 2 people heading through right now. So yeah, one positive here amid all of these delays and cancellations.
Thanks, Jenny. Poway's City Council is delaying a decision on how to fill the seat left vacant by Councilmember Tony Blaine, who resigned from the position this week. Today's 4-0 vote comes just days after voters overwhelmingly supported a recall of Blaine, who faces multiple felony charges, including perjury and soliciting bribes. Council members say they are committed to holding a special election, but they want to see cost estimates first. We're told the special election could be held as early as April or be combined with the June state primary. A verdict is in the civil trial against MTS after the death of a man on a bus back in 2022.
Anthony McGaff died after passengers restrained him with a belt and put him in a chokehold during a fight. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal was in the courtroom as that verdict was read.
And the jury awarded Anthony McGaff's family nearly $9 million in damages. They found MTS shares a decent amount of blame for their son's death. Now, I can tell you inside the courtroom it was emotional. Anthony McGaff's parents were seated across the aisle from me. They were crying. You could sense that they were relieved as that verdict was read. So take a listen to some of what we heard in court.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, answer the questions submitted to us as follows. Question 1. Did San Diego Metropolitan Transit System fail to perform its common courier duty to decedent Anthony McGaff? Answer, yes.
And again, you can imagine what McGaff's family must have been feeling when that verdict was read. Some of the family members were holding hands. Now, the jury verdict sheet was lengthy, 13 questions long. They spent a little over 2 days deliberating. We heard they were close to reaching a verdict last night, but then an alternate juror was brought in today, so that may have delayed things a bit. The big question they were faced with is, did MTS at least share some of the blame for McGaff's death? And in the end, the jury decided it did, about 40%. They found some of the other people involved in the altercation shared the blame too, but they did not assign any blame to McGaff himself. Now, the key piece of evidence was that surveillance video from the bus back in April of 2022 when that fight broke out between McGaff and a woman on board because she was filming him with her cell phone. McGaff was held in a chokehold for nearly 9 minutes and died. Here's some of what McGaff's family told reporters.
This is what I've always wanted, is justice for my son. And he deserved it. Thank you.
I'm just simply overjoyed that my son got his just due. I just tell him I love him and we got his back.
This case has been about accountability from the very beginning. You can read the comments online, people that don't know what happened. There was a lot of derogatory comments towards Anthony McGaff, and today the jury has spoken the truth.
Now, because the jury found MTS about 40% liable for McGaff's death, that means they're on the hook for about $3.5 million of the damages. In theory, the other people who were to blame would foot the bill for the rest. However, they were not named in this suit. Only MTS was. Now, the only person to face criminal charges in this case, the man who put McGaff in that chokehold, he was sentenced to probation. Kelly Hessedall, CBS 8.
Thanks, Kelly. A traffic alert for you if you'll be driving around San Diego this weekend. Part of Interstate 5 will close once again starting in just a few hours. Caltrans will close the southbound side of the freeway from State Route 52 to the Mission Bay Drive on-ramp. The closure starts at 9 p.m. and will last all through the weekend through Monday at 5 a.m. You can see the area impacted right there on the map on the left part of your screen in red and orange, as well as the detours to get around it. If you're going to be in that area, just give yourself some extra time.
Nearly 6,000 sharp nurses and healthcare professionals voted today to authorize a strike. We're told 97% of registered nurses backed the move, citing low pay and sick leave policies that they say force them to choose between their jobs and patient safety. The strike vote comes about a month after nurses held an informational picket highlighting their labor concerns. In a statement previously sent to CBS 8, Sharp says it's committed to a fair and responsible contract for its nurses. Artificial intelligence could be taking over your next trip to the doctor.
Those details still ahead, plus the search for the person targeting libraries across San Diego County.
And our first look at a first-of-its-kind housing community to be built here in San Diego.
We have quite a week in store for us. We're talking about that marine layer. It's going to take us into the start of the weekend. We're also talking about warmer temperatures, Santa Ana winds back, and even a chance for some rain by next week. So we'll get to all those details coming up.